This is going to be raw, authentic. I'm going to try and make no cuts. I'm going to try and talk to you as you and tell you and give you ball knowledge, okay? As most of you may know, when I was 13 years old, I weighed 300 pounds. 300 fucking pounds. My dad died when I was young. That led me to horrible eating habits that I then had to correct because I didn't want to be morbidly obese because that's what I was on track to be. I started losing weight once my doctor said, "Hey, your kneecap broke because you couldn't hold yourself up." That was my starter, etc. I made a lot of mistakes. There was a lot of things that I did wrong. There was a lot of things that I could have done better, and there was a lot of things that could have made my progress better, or things that I wish I knew to, either streamline the process, make things easier to lose weight, transfer, like anything of that nature. I was super fat, and then I got skinny fat because I lost the weight incorrectly and I made mistakes throughout losing the weight. So then that caused me to, add tons of time rather than what I could have done from the beginning. So I'm going to give you guys some of the baseball knowledge, values, and everything so you guys could cook. We're going to be going over, this is a little quick thing I made. The opening transformation, a little roadmap of what we're going to be talking about. Oh, I fucked it up. Calories, food, training, habits, plateaus, keeping it off. Calories consumed, calories burned. 5 controlled days can be erased, 2 controlled, etc. We're going to be going over some stuff that I have here that is the most, just the core things. Okay, ball. Here's the entire roadmap. First, you need to understand calories because this is what controls your body whether you like it or not, okay? Calories are everything. You could lose weight without doing literally anything else but your diet, which I did a little bit. You don't really want to do, okay? And, once we understand that diet is everything, we need to understand food choices. Food choices, whether it's being just anything and what foods that we should be picking to eat throughout our transformation, our weight loss journey, etc. All right, then we got training, then we got daily movement. You're not just losing weight, we are improving how our whole entire overall body looks. And that's very important. There's habits that come into it, there's plateaus that come into it. There's a bunch of stuff, and especially like keeping the weight off is a lot of things that a lot of people struggle with. This light is bothering me. That a lot of people struggle with. And keeping the weight off is just almost as hard as losing the weight, and understanding, what to do once you have lost the weight is extremely important, and it's things that we're going to be touching up on as well. Let's start with the part that everyone gets confused. You need to have less calories than you intake, or less calories than you burn on a daily basis to lose weight. So if your daily intake is, or your maintenance calories is 2,000 calories, it's probably not. Everyone is different. You're going to eat something along the lines of less than that throughout the whole entire week, every day. Every day. Your cheat day, yeah, no, you're not going up into a 1,000+ deficit because then your weight loss is gone. You understand? It's gone. You need to know. It's a calorie deficit. If you're not in a calorie deficit, you will not be losing weight. Okay? And that's good. I'm sorry I'm being direct, but this is the only you need to actually just drill this into your head, because 100% it's food, movement, etc. It does not mean you are starving yourself. It means that you are just lowering your calories to under your maintenance. It could be 200 calories, it could be 300, it could be 500. What works for you? Okay? If your body needs a reason to, burn energy and you don't have the calories, it is going to start burning fat. It's going to start burning fat. If you eat more and you have the excess energy, it's going to use the food, either keeping you at your maintenance, or having that extra to burn later and use, etc. I'm trying to keep this very basic for you guys. Different diets work for different people. I like fasting. I literally don't eat until like 2 to 4, 5 p.m. every day when I'm on the cut. Some people can never do that. You need to find a thing that works for you, a diet plan that works for you, and how your lifestyle works, what you do, your work schedule, your school schedule, whatever it is, because you are you and you are nobody else. You understand? What I do, what Skylar might do, what, a gym person might do, what a bodybuilder might do, anything is different from how you are going to, approach everything. Peanut butter's healthy, avocados are healthy, these foods that are high calories are healthy, everything of that nature, but they could also contain high calories. High calories. You got to be identifying the foods that are important, to satiate you, keep you full for a long period of time. Volume. You can eat all healthy food and still not lose weight. You can eat the cleanest stuff. You can eat donuts and lose weight. You know what I'm saying? It's calories in versus calories out. The goal here, we're trying to not do perfection. We don't want perfection. We want something that we can constantly maintain and consistently maintain throughout our diet, because this is something long term. And the more weight you have to lose, the more you need to, understand that, because you're going to be on it a longer period of time. The more extreme things are, the more super obnoxious slash focused that you are with those things is only going to, you know, cause things to be hard when there's change. You're gonna burn out. You're gonna change your diet. You're gonna do these things. I'm a victim of it. I've done it, and it's you need balance. You need something that works for you. Oh, these white screens are messing me up. I got floaters in my eyes. I'm seeing black things. I'm trying to lock in chat. This is one of the most important things that I'm going to be showcasing you guys, and this is one of the main things why people think that their metabolism is fucked, broken, etc. Okay, let's say Monday through Friday you're locked in, you're eating clean, you're doing good, whatever it may be in this area. You got your diet on plan. Saturday, Sunday, cheat days, you go off plan, plus 2,500 calories to your diet. You're at 2,500 calories here. Throughout these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 times 20, or 5 times 5 is 25. You are at the same amount of calories just in these 2 days that your whole entire deficit was in. You are not going to lose weight. You need to be looking at this on a long scale, while also looking at it on a daily scale. You know, your metabolism is not broken. If you're not losing weight, you are in a surplus, or you're at your maintenance, or your deficit is not enough. Your deficit, you know, it doesn't mean just cut your calories, whether it's, you know, doing more movement, doing things of that nature. Right here, we got building a meal, right? Protein, high volume food, controlled carbs or fats, and low calorie drinks. These are the gold standards. 0 calorie sodas, things of that nature. You know, high volume foods like a big lettuce bowls with things of that nature. There's tons of options. With all this and, you know, saying this and, you know, seeing this scale, this doesn't mean you can never go out and you can never enjoy yourself, but you need to be planning it ahead. If you are going to go out on Saturday and drink or do these things, you can still, you don't actually want to be drinking when you lose weight because it's shameless calories. You don't want to be drinking any calories. You still can. You still could do these things, but you need to be understanding of a weekly scale of all your calories on a week. If you're eating 2,000 calories and throughout the 7 days, 2,000, you know, times 7 is 1,400. You're eating 1,400 calories a week, and then your deficit is, you know, you're 2,500 less throughout the whole entire week, or 3,500 less throughout the whole entire week, because 3,500 calories is 1 pound of fat. You could, you know, just do the math. It is math with your body. You know, you find it yourself. If you want the exact thing, you can go to caloriecalculator.net. Literally on Google, no plug, no nothing. This app's been around since I was a child, and put your information in there, and it will give you a rough estimate of your roundabout maintenance calories, cutting calories, bulking calories. And to find all that, and to make that easier, you know, to stay with the cut, you need to understand high protein, high volume foods, controlled carbs or fats, low calorie drinks. Potatoes keep you satiated super long. Protein keeps you satiated super long. Those, you know, higher value, wholer foods keep you full for longer. You eat like McDonald's, you're hungry again in 2 hours, even if it was 2,000 calories. If you eat, you know, I dare you to try and sit down and eat 2,000 calories of, you know, some very nicely cooked chicken on the grill with some potatoes and shit like that, some broccoli. Like, try, bro. It's going to be hard. You're not getting it all down. So, like I said, you got regular soda, 150 cal, 0 calorie, you know, 150. Just being conscious of the lower calorie health options are going to make a big change, okay? Training framework, consistency, and the perfect routine. When you're getting into the gym or you're getting into your journey, your weight loss, anything, one, you don't need to be a bodybuilder. Stop going online and thinking that you need to follow these bodybuilders' plans or their workouts or these things. Go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week for 30 to 45 minutes. Do some weight training. You know, lift some fucking weights, move around, and then, you know, go into it. And as the months pick on, go harder. You know, find a program. Decide if you want to, you know, bodybuild or lift for this or lift for that or whatever your goals are, lift for it and find it. But when you are first getting into it, just get in there. You don't need to be going 6 days a week, an hour and a half. That's what it is. Boom. Walk every day. Walk every day. 10 to 20,000 steps minimum. I don't care what you say. I sit in my house and I work all day and everything. And I have a walking pad that's under my bed right there that I could pull out that goes to 3 speed, and I could get over 20,000 steps just in my room alone. And it was $90 on Amazon if you could afford it. You know, whatever it is. If not, go walk outside. It is completely free. If you have a gym membership, go walk on the treadmill. I hate walking or doing cardio at the gym. Personal preference. Figure out what you like and make sure you're getting your steps in, because the more steps that you get in and the more daily movement you have allows you to increase your calories while still being in a deficit, allowing you to not feel like you're fucking dying. Okay. Again, right here, this is very important. Cardio is an optional tool. It's not a punishment. What I mean by that is you do not need to be, oh, I ate this. Oh, I'm doing 45 minutes of cardio. I'll up my cardio. I'm doing this. We need to be building a system and a lifestyle change that fits into our lifestyle, that is not daunting or extreme, to be able to be consistent. You know, the more weight the more weight you have, the more you really need to be understanding this because your timeline is going to be longer than someone who, let's say you have to lose 50 pounds and someone who has to lose 10 or 20 pounds or wants to, whatever it is. So, with that, really make sure that your cardio is an optional tool. You do not have to be doing cardio to lose weight. You don't have to go on the steps for 45 minutes. You don't have to go on the treadmill and run. You don't have to do whatever you think it is. You could literally just be increasing your daily metabolic rate by moving around, standing up, doing things. If you work at a desk in a chair, if you're at the gym between sets, step a lot. You know, if you're at the microwave and you're standing at the microwave, walk around in fucking circles rather than standing there and doom scrolling. Doom scroll while you walk around in circles at the microwave. That is going to burn more calories in your diet. Understand? It is so important that you are increasing your baseline movement because, you know, when I was fucking fat, I sat around and I played Ark Survival Evolved all day and I was just breeding dinosaurs, not moving at all, eating food, being a chud. So make sure you are upping that movement, okay? Next, transformation timeline. And real quick, if you guys want access to a complete 2-hour long video with tons of information backed by studies, PDFs, everything completely built by me. I took months to build it and I've gotten very passionate about helping people with weight loss. It is down, link in the description of this video. It is paid. I do not want your money. If you cannot afford it, do not buy it. Spend that $30 on getting into the gym and listen to this video. But I know that if you buy it, you follow the framework, you will have every single detail to have the knowledge to be able to make the exact transformation that you want, whether you're skinny, fat, skinny, obese, fat, whatever it is. I know you could do it because I did it. I'm going to show you guys what the transformation timeline actually looks like. When you look at these photos here of me, you're going to think that it was done pretty fast, but it wasn't. The line was up and down. It changed a ton. It was just different. All right. So I'm going to give you guys the clear timeline, the exact timeline, progression right here. Talk about it. So then when you're through it, going through it, you know how to understand it. Okay. You're here right now. Either you bought my course, either you're listening to this, whatever it is, you're at the starting point. You became aware of your calories, you became aware of your habits, and this is the best. You're past step one, the hardest part. You are self-aware. So good job. That is amazing. Okay. Early progress. Build a basic meal plan and movement structure. Figure out how you're going to get clean foods in affordable prices. There's tons of videos online on how to, you know, eat clean, affordable, you know, and as well as I go over all that, as well as movement structure. Figure out how you're going to get your steps in, figure out what you're going to do for cardio, figure out anything of that nature on how you're going to do it. And then we could go from there as well. You know, figure it out, whether it's how you're going to increase your steps, try and find a way to see your step count, how you've been moving, etc. And then repeat this process, repeat the long system enough for it to compound over and over again. And then you maintain the result with more flexibility and zero structure. You get to have fun. That's what I did. After I lost all my weight, after I finally got a physique that I was comfortable with taking my shirt off when I was, 16, I enjoyed myself. I went out, I partied, I wanted to be a young kid. I wanted to go out. I wanted to get girls. I wanted to do these things, and I did them. I wasn't overly obsessed with training and bodybuilding or whatever it was at the time. I was enjoying myself, and you can too. You now have the option. You can maintain your physique. You should still be training, eating healthy, and doing these things, but figure out where you're at. You don't need to just become a super buff jack guy unless that's your goal, okay? Consistency system. Environment beats motivation. This is important. Your environment is everything. I talk about this study a lot, and I'm sure some of you may know it, that people, when they went to Vietnam and fight in Vietnam during that war, would pretty much get addicted to heroin. They would get addicted to heroin in Vietnam. Their environment was so bad. They were in war. There was nothing to do. They were looking for dopamine, searching for dopamine, and they had access to it. When they then came back to America, the soldiers, the US soldiers, were no longer addicted to heroin, did not want it, did not crave it. And heroin is one of the strongest substances that we know. Heroin is what killed my father. My dad died from a drug overdose. Like, I understand. That's what I live. It's crazy. And the fact that they weren't addicted, despite, I had a dad who went to rehab, did these things, tried his best, and still suffered from drug addiction and lost his life to it. That really just goes to show how powerful your environment is. So you need to be making your environment as almost less friction as possible. For example, walking pad under the bed. Hey mom, hey dad, or whatever, your own house, where whoever you are, whatever you're doing, remove the food from your house, remove it. If you don't have any dog shit in your house to eat, it's going to be hard to eat all the time. Clear out your fridge. When I'm on the cut, I don't go grocery shopping. I get my groceries every day, every other day. I grocery shop 2 days at a time, so there's no extra food for me to eat. Because as a person like me, despite cutting, I'll still overeat the healthy food sometimes. Not a lot because it's a lot harder compared to, junk food, but I still will. So I try and limit it. And that's important. Keep meals easily available. Don't miss them twice. Fuck up meals. So whatever it is, stop restarting every Monday and make the good decision easy. The easier that it is to make a good decision, it's the best. If you go downstairs and that's the reason why meal prep is a thing. It's like easy, quick, and helps people stay locked in because it takes away the effort in their brain that they have. You need to be doing everything in your power to build the habits and framework that remove the friction to be able to do anything, because it's easier, like it's what it is. Okay. Next, understanding scale fluctuations. One weight does not equal a plateau. Okay, this is important. This is a graph that I found on Google that I thought was pretty accurate. Okay, water, sodium, digestion, carbohydrates, and training can move the scale up or down. Judge progress by weekly averages and the overall trend. Daily weight moves around. The trend is what matters. You consume things, you do things, whatever it is, your weight is going to fluctuate. But if you are losing fat, your weight will still be trending downwards, as you noticed. Boom, 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 boom. You're heavier this day or lighter this day, heavier. Boom. Don't be discouraged by the scale. You don't need to be. You can eat more sodium, you can eat more carbohydrates, you can have more food sitting in your digestive system, and those things will cause your weight to look higher, but you could still be losing fat because you are in a deficit. Your body fluctuates, and give yourself grace. And when you zoom out on a weekly trend, day 7, we're down. We're down. You know what I'm saying? We're down. Day 14, we're down. The overall trend line is right in the middle, going down. So you weigh yourself every day, similar conditions in the morning, no food, naked if you possibly can. Exactly the same, scale in the exact same spot, everything the same. And from then, you look at it on a weekly average from day 1 to day 7, from day 7 to day 14. The scale is the data. The scale is your data point, is your sauce almost. It's your weight, dude. Like that is a number that you could be using with, again, like the calories. It's math, but it's also not a scale. It's not a moral score. It's not going to decide whether you had a good or a bad day. If the scale does fluctuate and go up or down, be bulletproof. Don't sit on it. Don't get right back on track with what you were doing. The plateau checklist. This is important. If you are not moving weight, I'm going to keep it simple and basic. Again, I touch up more on it in my paid course, completely in depth. This is the core values. Verify the tracking is accurate. Compare weekly averages, not random daily weigh-ins. Hold the same plan consistently for at least 2 weeks during the plateau. If it is the same, then you change and adjust what's going on. You check your calories. You check your diet. You check everything. You make sure there's no added olive oils. You make sure you're drinking 0-calorie drinks. You make sure that the cooking that maybe, let's say, your mom is doing, you know everything. You need to make sure that you are 100% to a T, knowing what is going in your body. And usually at the plateau points is when you really bust out the scale. You really bust out the calorie tracking. And you get serious with it until you get that adjustment again. Stay a little bit loose. And then you readjust. You do not, like it says here, do not reinstart the entire system, because you are not the problem. Or you are necessarily, but the system isn't. Okay? The system is not the problem. It is one system that works. Keeping the weight off. Maintenance is the same system with more flexibility. Boom, big header keywords right here. Continue lifting, keep daily movement, keep a basic meal structure, increase food gradually, maintain awareness without obsession. A lot of people, after they lose weight, struggle and think that, and just constantly in the back of their brain, me included, that, I'm scared to get fat again. I know I say to people, I'm like, yo, I'm a former fat boy, yada, 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 etc. I'm sure some of you guys will be able to relate in the future if you can't relate already. But like it says here, maintain the awareness without obsessing. There is more to life than weight loss, than the gym, than these things. You want to enjoy yourself, and you want to enjoy this into your lifestyle, and you want to build something that is flexible for your lifestyle and that is good for you, that makes you feel good, that makes you, happy to do this, comfortable to do this, easy to do this, less friction. Build it so it works for you. The maintenance, weight is some of the most fun. You get to enjoy yourself more. You get to, I drink a 250 calorie coffee every morning because I like it. Like, you get to have more flexibility. Okay. Final system recap. Simple does not mean easy, it means repeatable. Reasonable calorie deficit, protein focused meals, strength training, daily movement, repeatable habits, small adjustments, okay? The most important things here go in this order, okay? Reasonable calorie deficit, daily movement, protein focused meals, strength training, repeatable habits, small adjustments. Those are the most important things of the systems. And remember that, okay? Again, the most important. Make sure that you are locked in with the daily movement. You are understanding exactly what is going to your body and make small adjustments, not major adjustments, because major adjustments can throw you off track, throw your body off track, throw your motivation off track. Tons of things that it could do if you make huge adjustments that you do not want to be doing. Okay. Again, small adjustments, and make things easy in your environment. The easier it is in your environment and the easier it is for you to do the things that you're trying to do. Go to the gym, get a gym membership that's close to you, not the nicest gym. Who gives a fuck if it's Planet Fitness? Go to Planet Fitness. Get all the junk food out of your house. You do not need it in your house. It's there. If it's already in your house, which it was in mine, I have a lot of siblings, younger siblings, and I live with my mom. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And you have to build that bulletproof discipline. So if when it comes to that, man, it's really discipline and willpower. I get it. That's hard. Next, course. If you need a complete step-by-step plan, real quick, NolanGlaze.com, link in the description. $30, 2-hour long video, tons of PDFs breaking down all the videos, studies, weight loss, complete plan, tracking sheet, tons of stuff. You could go take a look over there. Not too much. Final action. Track everything you eat for 3 days. After you watch this video, I don't care what you do, you can start. You do not need to wait till Monday. You do not need to wait till Saturday. You do not need to wait till any day. You can start right now. Even if you had a shitty meal this morning or all day, start now. This is your start. Do not judge it yet. Become aware of it. Track everything you eat. Don't, change your diet. Track what you're eating. See what you're doing and work from there. Weigh yourself. Get an idea of your daily movement and everything that we talked about. Get an idea of what you're doing in your personal life for 3 days. Try not to think about it and track it, because I know, like, in my brain, like, as soon as I was like, all right, I'm gonna track everything I was doing for 3 days, that's fucked up. I'm gonna try and not be fucking up, Try and be aware of it. See what you're doing. And if you could recite the past 3 days, then start from today, if possible. Again, man, I love y'all, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting my videos. I know if you are trying to make the transformation, you can. Start today. And if you want to go pick up my course, the link is in the description for weight loss. I got some banger videos coming soon, me and Skylar. If you guys don't know, we've been lifting really heavy recently, and I'm really excited to show you guys the videos to come. God bless. Peace.